Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
This is Danny. Danny, he's basically a YouTuber of almost everything.
Yeah,
Some funny YouTubes around, but he's okay. How do we know each other, Danny?
How do we know each? Oh, I know you through Hong Lim Park.
Hong Lim Park.
The first time I see you, and that was for 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do I get contact with you? I call you or something.
Yeah, I think you called me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Danny is an activist, social activist himself, but he's not fully so-called opposition supporters. Always quoted by opposition supporters for being critical about opposition.
Sometimes I critical about opposition, sometimes I critical about PEP. So it depends. What are they doing? Look at individual. Don't look at. If not, won't be review right now.
So it's controversial to our ground, but I always like to have people who are differing views, so that we have actually a clash of ideas, so that we actually know what is the other side thinking, so to speak, right?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, it depends on the topic also. Let's say some of the topic I agree with you, some of the topic I won't agree with you.
Now we are basically agree to disagree on a lot of topics, but we do agree on principle that what is good for Singapore.
Yeah.
Right. So have you been vaccinated?
No.
Why? Well, no,
you see vaccinated for what? You see, even vaccinated to get infected. That's why and not only that, it will ruin your whatever things in your body, your DNA, everything. So why you want to have something inside your body where nothing happened to you? This I don't understand. So I didn't get vaccine. And moreover, vaccine for what? To prevent? Can you prevent the things we get infected? No, right? Unless 100% sure, then go vaccine. Unless one shot, then go with vaccine.
One shot.
One shot enough.
You are afraid of needles, is it?
No, I'm not afraid of needles. I feel that it's ridiculous to get vaccine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless the vaccine is 100% proven okay, they'll get one time, then can get immune from the virus, then it's fine. But it's proven not.
Okay. To those PAP supporters who really support the vaccine, they will say that the narrative has changed. It's not about being infected or transmission. It's about protecting you.
Protect me from what?
From getting seriously ill then go and jam the hospital with a need of hospital beds and all that.
Yeah, but still proven already. Even though you're vaccinated, you still get infected and get ill, and you go to hospital as well. It doesn't mean that you won't get sick.
You say percentage, but
yeah, percentage. Who believe those percentage? You see that in Singapore, so many people get infected, and there's so many people who are vaccinated, they go to hospital also, right? And then I even though I get sick, for example, let's say I got the virus. I would rather stay at home and rest myself to recover myself. If let's say very serious, of course I will call the hospital. But the things that so long we take care of ourselves, sleep, eat, and then keep our hygiene habits there, I think we are doing our part already. No need to get vaccine.
Okay, wait, talk about this vaccine. This morning got this one article written by this vaccine reporters who supported vaccine. She always write rubbish. Okay, she gave it that we should not care about the unvaccinated now. Right? As long as you are vaccinated, okay, you'll be protected. So we should not even care about asymptomatic infection, right? We should live like normal.
Yeah.
Basically saying that if the unvaccinated die, it's die lah. Their responsibility lah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there are people like that think this way, the vaccinated.
Yeah, Calvin Cheng is one of them.
Yeah.
But the fact is, as we know, vaccinated also can die.
Yeah, correct. So that's why today I tell my friend who told me about this thing, then how about the vaccinated one die? You don't pity him too? You pity him and don't pity the unvaccinated one? That's what I told her today, this morning. Just only I got this question and I told her about this. Yeah.
Okay. So, very simple. We will ask all the PAP MPs and ministers, are all of them vaccinated? Because they have not mentioned anything about this. They have not officially come out to say that all of them are vaccinated.
All the ministers are vaccinated?
I don't know.
You always said in the Facebook,
no shot. Only few ministers. We have over 20 ministers.
I think they should be Vaccinated, right? Like the nurses,
I do not know.
bus drivers, all of them been vaccinated.
I'm very simple man. I know what I know. I know what I do not know. If they do not confirm, I presume that I do not know.
You want them to tell you personally that they are vaccinated?
Of course, they are the one who push for vaccine.
Obviously, we can send messenger to them. Are you vaccinated?
All the MPs as well.
You send all the messenger to each of them.
So this is very important, right? Then the second thing is that lady says that actually even when you are vaccinated, no problem one, you can recover, no fear and all that. Right? Do you agree?
Of course, I disagree. The thing is that whether we vaccinated or not vaccinated, we shouldn't have fear, right? We just live as normal like we are, and because we just take care of ourselves, doesn't mean that you're vaccinated. That means you have no fear of the virus. You still have fear because you still can pass.
I have fear. Right?
Oh, you have fear. About,
no. I'm not fearing about getting seriously ill or dying from the COVID-19. I have no fear about that because I know my body. That's number one. Right? I'm not lao kok. I'm very healthy. I have no other underlying problems, illness. That's number two. But what I fear is this. If you want to treat this as a common cold, right? I fear the quarantine. When you have common cold, you have flu, do you go ask people go for quarantine or not? No, right?
Yeah, no.
Basically, no, right?
Yeah.
Because now it's legally binding, If I don't quarantine myself, I break the quarantine order, I will be charged, put to jail. That is the thing I fear.
Yeah.
Not the virus itself.
Yeah.
Right? If you really want to do it this way, we do not fear the unvaccinated, let them die or we will go life as usual, we don't close down. Well, I agree. But why are you actually setting laws that want people to quarantine if they are being infected?
Which is a lot of people need to quarantine if they're infected.
Yes. Not only the people who are infected, their whole family.
Yeah, but the thing is that for me, right, only about a few weeks ago I got fever. I stayed at home for about a few weeks. A few weeks ago. But I don't even care whether I got COVID infected or not.
You didn't go and check.
I didn't go and check. I got fever, didn't go and check, just rest. After that, a few days later, I recover because I believe that you got common flu, right?
Yeah.
For example, it's just like your immune system to heal you, and that your immune system get stronger. You just get a bit of virus inside you. Your immune system can fight, means you can fight. So it depends on
you have medicine or not?
No, I don't take medicine.
At least I have one backup. That is, I have medicine. I know that medicine will work. Why should I fear? So I only fear the quarantine orders because it's not only me. My family, whole my family have to be quarantined.
Yeah.
If there's a massive infection, you mean half of Singapore all locked down. No need lockdown. All half of Singapore all have to be quarantined. Then the economy will suffer also.
Yeah, all the people quarantine suffer.
So this reporter doesn't talk sense in that sense.
Yeah, she doesn't talk sense. Because he said that this unvaccinated deserve it. That means she really doesn't talk sense. Yeah.
Right. Then the second thing I fear is more about the rules and regulation made by PAP, not the virus itself.
What rules and regulation?
I cannot go makan. I cannot go this. If you want to treat it as a normal common cold, why should you have all these rules?
Then shouldn't wear mask also.
Well, you die, I die, everyone die. No cannot. Wear mask must wear.
If you want to treat it as normal, then we shouldn't wear mask.
Yeah. Throw back to her. What are you talking about? Do you want to be treating it as a common cold or you do not want to? That's number one. Then if you treat it as common cold, don't need to report the numbers. No need 1 week once. She was talking about I'll report the numbers one week once. I don't even need. Okay. Then we will see who dies first.
But international requirements means everybody in the US is talking about this kind of disease. Yes. So it's a requirement to report the infection. So
now it is about, we know we cannot turn back already. Everyone sooner or later will be infected. But I believe once the infection rate in Singapore, not the official one, right? The actual total infection rate reach half of the population, then we will have herd immunity. Yeah.
So that's, for example, all of us are infected. So we treat as normal.
Yeah.
We can treat as normal, no need wear mask, no need do anything.
But
So
it means that the vulnerable people, the ama, akong, these are the people we should focus on protecting. Correct?
that's why they want them to stay at home, cannot go out. No.
Yeah. You stay at home, no use. 闷死啊. You'll be dead of boredom. Old people retire, cannot one. They will actually die faster. Serious. If you stay at home every day, you die faster, you know.
And go cannot, stay home cannot.
Yeah. So you must have a cure. Very simple.
But how to find ivermectin or what?
Yeah, ivermectin, they don't believe what.
It's not they don't believe. The whole world from the US also don't believe. They are restricting aid. I don't know what to do.
But it works what?
It's the US focus after Biden. It's them who are promoting the vaccines to the whole world.
You know, last time when I was young, my mom and my dad, especially my mom, always tell me, all these Western medicine are 全部给.
Yeah, gay is gay. I don't even.
Wow. I said, why you say that? Because they say, eat this, eat that. All because of money. They want to make money only.
Yeah.
Because the old generation do not have this concept of intellectual property. The Western medicine is very expensive as compared to in general, some TCM, the traditional Chinese medicine is still very expensive.
Yeah.
Right? But in general, it's more expensive than TCM. Right? So to them, is if TCM can solve my problem, why should I pay more for Western medicine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Which actually sometimes good, eat good, don't eat bad to them. So they always have this concept. So I did not really understand because back then when young, we are study tak
Yeah.
So I said no lah, it works it solve your Panadol solve your problem.
Pain, but side effect. Some people addicted to Panadol. They need to take every day, really.
Yeah, some people take Panadol every day. That's crazy. But I've not been taking Panadol for 20 years. Yeah. So to them they already have this concept of big pharma. Yeah. It's only for us. It's only recently in the recent 10 years we start to have this concept of big pharma. Actually, why every time they come up with a drugs are so expensive one? Yeah. And sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, mostly it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They come up with a lot of drugs, they come up with a lot of vitamins, a lot of things to build your muscle, build your body, all these things. But it's getting more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what believe that all this come from the US because US it depends on the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, and that's why the reason they came out introduce all those medicines to the whole world. And also not only that, they also introduce vaccine to the whole world.
Yeah.
So I should play, if I want to blame, I won't blame the government because Singapore government is small. Right? I'll blame the US.
There's one saying in the pharmaceutical world that they no longer provide cure. They only provide chronic dependency on the drugs. For example, if you have diabetes, they don't cure your diabetes. They give you drugs to control the diabetes.
Yeah, they don't cure.
You have heart problems, they don't have drugs that cure your heart problems, but only for your chronic. It becomes chronic in the sense that you have to take the drugs for long term.
Yeah.
You know, I understand why my mom suddenly talked like that. Because she said that when she was young, she had heart problem when working in the field, those farm, right? Wow, she collapsed and all that. Then there's one very old TCM masters say that, wow, this one quite jialat. No, I can cure you, but you cannot have the second time, right? And only for that period of time, she took the medicine, and she was fully cured. There's no dependency of any drugs anymore, right? Until she dies.
That's what I believe. So.
Yeah,
that's what I believe.
Right.
Because
but when it comes to Singapore, when they say that high blood pressure, you need to take this medicine for the whole life.
Yeah, and then the more you take, it's not enough. They increase the doses for you, and that's the worst thing.
So she actually strikes me that it's an old wisdom. If your drugs jalan, it should jalan, right? But if your drugs needs people to constantly take, it means that it's basically the motive is money, profit, from profiteering. So that's her concept.
Just like vaccine, no? What you're talking about?
Yeah, just like vaccine. Well, jab 1-2 times not enough. Every 6 months jab better.
Yeah, then the price got increasing. Maybe who knows, 5 years time, one vaccine costs you about $500.
Give me a long-term solution, not a chronic solution. a chronic dependency solution.
So what do you think the long-term solution is?
Everyone get infected. I mean, at least 50% of us.
That's a long-term solution. That's long-term infection.
Yeah, that's why I said herd infection.
Yeah, okay.
Because Spanish flu was actually addressed due to this. You know Spanish flu?
Yeah, no.
They don't have vaccine. They don't even have drugs or cure. Initially, a lot of people died. Subsequently, it drags for about 30, 40 years until it did not become the common flu, the dominant common flu anymore. That's a long-term solution.
So infection become part of our life.
Yeah. But people adapt to it, know how to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, our body, our immune system need to deal with
how to strengthen our immune system and to deal with it.
Yeah, correct.
That's how they live with the virus.
Yeah.
But back then, they suffer a lot of casualties. A lot of people died because of common flu. Because Spanish flu become a common flu. Right? So for this, I think we are facing the same problem.
So we're sort of afraid of infection. Just like, come virus infect us, I'm ready for you.
No, I cannot say like that. The old people or people who are not old but still you have chronic diseases, right? Especially the kidney one.
Oh, that means there are a lot more complications. That's why in the end,
you must be extra careful.
Yeah, and they have to go to hospital.
Yeah, they are the one who need hospital care.
Yeah, for us who are healthy, there's no need for the vaccine. We just like welcome the virus come to us. We want to stay together.
For added insurance, you must prepare yourself with the medicine that works.
But there's no medicine like you said.
Have lah, TCM have lah.
You want Spanish flu?
No, now it's more advanced. The TCM we have.
What TCM have?
Now that I've been.
You're talking about that. Yeah.
You see.
But they proven or not?
Proven. It has been used in real war. It's just like when people are fighting a war in Wuhan, people are right at the front line. You know, they have no time to do clinical trial. You know, for the doctors, it's very simple. We are fighting a war. We have no time for academic exercise, so to speak. Right? We will use our knowledge at current, right, to formulate a solution. And they did use the right formulation of this TCM, and it reduces casualty. Definitely, it reduces casualty, and it actually makes people recover faster. It has been proven in that way. But people turn around, hey, there's no critical trial. I said, what critical trial? People finished the war already. What critical trial you want? Why not? It has been proven. It's just like you have one missile. Hey, this one can kill or not? I've used my war and kill people already. Why you ask me? You want to do clinical trial with it? It's quite silly.
Then is that the case? Shouldn't that Taiwan also very good in TCM and even China, and then why they still need vaccination?
Well, you see, that is the thing. In China, they have a combination of Western idea, Western medicine, and the TCM.
Yeah.
They work side by side. They will not say that, okay, I have this, can cure. Then I do not need the vaccine. To them, they also want a herd immunity. Once and for all, you can solve. But whether the vaccine works or not, that's beside the point. But so far, you see the result lah.
Because they control the things tightly,
yes.
they got to shut down all these things. But Singapore don't have because it has to.
But at least within their borders, they don't need to wear masks already.
Yeah, correct because they have been controlled tight means this a lot of tourists come in all these things. But in Singapore, we already in the way like opium because we need tourism industry. We depend a lot on tourism.
No lah, tourism is only 6 to 7% only.
Of international trade, foreigners.
International trade, you don't need people to travel around.
Yeah, but we still need foreigners to come here to work, especially those people.
But when you open like that, foreigners style. Our population reduced from 5.7 million to 5.4 million. People run away. At first sight,
people run away because of the COVID.
Yeah, you like Sika is like that lah. There's no loyalty in migrants. Right?
Yeah.
When there's a danger, they will run away. In fact, a lot of rich people from China, from Hong Kong, they are running away already. Because to them, they look at China, hey, it's so safe down here. Wow, down here, like every day, not safe like that.
Yeah, maybe some of them like to go to China. Because Singapore is a city, so getting highly infected is very common because it don't have place like non-urban areas. They can enjoy the air, you can stay, isolate yourself. But Singapore is everybody squeezed together, so that's the reason it can spread easily, and also it's got no resource. That's a problem.
So this is actually one of the takeaway. It's actually one of the takeaway of this crisis. Foreigners on our land have no loyalty. They will run away at first sight of danger.
Yeah, of course they will run away because they're foreigners, man.
Yeah. So we must understand this clearly. No one will fight for this land unless you are the true blue Singaporean. Okay? Because we're stuck here, basically. Correct. Yeah.
But we still need foreigners to be in Singapore to progress Singapore because some of the things that Singaporeans won't do, they still want to do. They can do.
Okay lah. If you say that some of the jobs Singaporeans don't want to do, we need them to do, fine. But some of the jobs PMET, we want the job, then they come and compete, then how?
No, even for me, even though I study IT, I also don't like to do IT job. Really, because IT job is very headache.
That means you are saying something is wrong with your education.
Yeah, you can say that. My phone.
All right. Okay
something is wrong with education because people are living in the what in the comfort zone too much. Yeah.
You want to take a call?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Now, talking about foreigners. We have this FICA.
FICA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I heard you support FICA. Foreign intervention. What?
Foreign interference.
Interference. What's the full name? Foreign interference.
Interference.
What is it?
Let me check now.
Foreign Interference Act. Okay.
FICA. A new thing. That's the reason why I cannot remember. But it's something that restricts foreigners to get involved in Singapore politics and talk about Singapore. Right?
Actually, it's not. Actually, it's against Singaporeans who are deemed to be under the influence of the foreigners to talk bad about Singapore or talk bad about PAP.
Anti-foreign interference bill.
Not anti, it's called countermeasures.
Countermeasures.
C for countermeasures.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Foreign interference countermeasures. It's not against foreigners.
It's not against foreigners. It's against foreigners who are come here to interfere with Singapore politics.
No. Not even the foreigners behind.
Then who?
Singaporeans.
How can it be Singaporeans? It's so clear about foreigners.
No. What it means is you are a Singaporean, right? They can accuse me that a foreigner is financing me, right, from behind to influence me so that I can be so-called a public influence to other people to talk about public policies.
Yeah.
In very simple terms, in American, it's called a lobbyist.
Yeah. That's what they suspect narrative doing that, right? The PJ come. They also suspect foreigners funding them to talk about against Singapore, right? Government.
Yeah. So that's. But we already have laws that is against foreign funding.
But not so firm yet.
No. Like political parties, we must declare who are our funders.
Yes,
whether got foreign money inside.
Yeah, but parties are doing that, but activists are not doing this.
No, TOC is also under the same law.
Then who knows who is funding TOC, because until TOC didn't declare where they get the funds from, even to the right now.
No, they do not need to declare everything. Then what they need to do is just to declare that there's no foreign funding.
Then where the money come from?
Singaporeans
But the thing is that
imagine when he comes for crowdfunding, so many Singaporeans come and
not many. It's only less than 2,000.
No, more than 2,000.
Less than 3,000.
Yeah,
less than 3,000. It's only 0.001% of Singaporeans supporting it.
It's good enough, there are Singaporeans who are rich, who are willing
Yeah,
to
correct.
support.
But the population is so little, 0.01%. Just imagine 0.001% vote for you.
I believe a lot of people will actually support him, right? Because that's one of the alternative outlets.
Yeah, but Terry Shea thinks is very a lot of things that question me. The things that he using Malaysian writers think Malaysia to write article in Singapore, but why don't he hire me to write for him? Why?
Oh, no wonder you are against him.
There's so many Singaporeans can write right
No.
in Singapore.
Okay, very simple. Not many Singaporeans want to risk their life writing such articles. So you must give credit.
Is it called risk? But I have been risking. Last time we talk about government so much on my YouTube.
No.
I believe there are some Singaporeans like me who can see this as not a risk of life.
No. You are not in that radar yet. You do not understand how they actually manipulated and apply pressure, apply fear to all these people. Like the people on the front line really could appreciate the type of risk that we are facing.
And you can ask people like Amos E, this kind of people, Amos E.
He's not Singaporean anymore.
Amos E is still Singaporean. Just only is still in the trial, waiting whether he will be sent back to Singapore or not. We still don't know about him.
I think he renounced citizenship.
He renounced?
He has to renounce citizenship and to ask for asylum.
No, but I thought you guys going to send back. Right? Let's say he really committed.
Don't talk about it.
I was talking about terrorists. You can find people like me, like Amos E, like other people who are so daring.
Not many people.
But there still are.
Because the money is no good. Okay, that's number one. It's a risk
it's
benefit.
Doing money. It's doing for passion.
Risk versus benefit analysis. Right? Actually, not many people want to do the things I do. You know.
I can do the things you do.
No money one. No.
I also do no money. The same.
No pay one, you know. I'm not an MP, I have no pay one, you know. So, but the risk is enormous, right? So you have to give whether you agree with him or not, you have to give credit where due. He is doing a very dangerous job in Singapore.
Yeah, but last time I used to talk bad about
talking about this, So what? Public figures should actually face the criticism.
Yeah, correct. So I even talk about him. Nobody still there talk about this. Nobody still there talk about this stuff.
Wait. You say that he asked a Malaysian to write the article, right?
A few Malaysian, not a Malaysian, a few of them.
But do you know that in our mainstream media, whether it's Chao Bao, whether it's SPH or the Media Corp, they also got foreigners working there.
Yeah, but they are employed in Singapore and they are PR also. Or work permit.
As far as I'm concerned, if you are a foreign citizen, whether you're PR or what, right? If you write about local politics, that's interference, foreign interference. No if or but. So the best does
you really declare they are workers of this for strict times. They are workers for.
Same Malaysia also declare just that she doesn't stay in Singapore.
And they also contribute to CPF.
No.
Right now, I'm working at PR, right?
CPF is still their money. When they leave Singapore, they will take.
They also contribute to the tax, whatever.
No. I don't agree on that. I think that if you want to apply the rules across the board, then all those foreigners working in Chao Bao, in SPH, in Straits Times, CNA, and all that Media Corp have to kuntan.
That means we are saying that those media companies, they cannot hire foreigners or even PR work permit people anymore. Are you saying that?
Yeah, because that's foreign interference by definition.
But they are working under a company
in
Singapore.
So what? That's still influence.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know your logic behind.
Yeah.
But the things that company, the boss
control. If you don't do news, for example, if you don't do news, you do that 综艺节目啦, entertainment program, that's okay, that's fine. Right? But when you do news and especially political commentaries and all that.
Entertainment more dangerous, you know.
What?
Entertainment can cycle the public dangerous.
When you do entertainment, of course you can, when you are on the stage, on the media, you have influence.
Yeah.
Put it that way. So you want to be strict about that, just like what China is doing. All those people, entertainment sector, who are holding foreign passport cannot come to China to one sick.
China got enough people ma.
So do we want that? That's definitely say no foreign interference.
But what Terry Shi can do is that he can also learn from other media, get those Malaysian writers come to Singapore and work and pay them monthly pay.
No, that's not the point. As long as you are foreigners, I don't care where you live.
But they work under PR, they work under work permit, it's okay, isn't it?
No.
Why?
Because when you write, you influence local thinking.
But as long as it's vet through by the head of the editor, it's okay. But it means I believe that whoever foreigner write in Straits Times,
people who are good in influence can write very subtle influencing articles.
That's why they are called influencers.
Yeah, influencer. It might not show the intention.
Yeah.
But the hidden agenda behind.
That's what I see about Straits Times writer. They do that too. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, correct, precisely. So anyone who want to do a public work, media in Singapore, if you want to be strict about, you want really talk about foreign influence, all those people kuntan. Very simple. But after that, your this Chinese news will not have anybody because in Singapore, not many people can speak Mandarin that fluently.
Yeah, right.
Can write fluently. So what?
Even for China, they also employ foreigners from the
the English media.
For the English media too.
Yeah. So it's impossible when you are in what.
But they don't allow other activists, foreign activists, to come in interfere with the China politics.
Basically, it is this: in the globalized world, influence are everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
How do you define foreign influence? Whose definition?
Who bring harm to Singapore? These are the ones I don't like. Okay, who bring harm and want to ruin Singapore?
Harm to PAP rule and harm to Singapore is two different things.
Let's say people, let's say Joshua, I don't know whether he's afraid or not. Let's say Joshua come to Singapore, create havoc. How? And create talk to all the Singaporeans that Singapore's government is bad, and then Singaporeans get angry and then cause a riot in Singapore.
For me, it's very simple. Any foreigners that come to Singapore should not matter with our politics. Whether you sing good or bad, that's beside the point. Rule number one. Rule number two, any foreigners that come to Singapore or outside Singapore should not be interfering in our politics by praising PAP, for example, or praising WP, or praising any other parties.
Yeah.
So then I ask, this Nasdaq.
Yeah, Nasdaq. I try to call it. Yeah, that's the person. Praise too much, praise over much.
Praise this guy until the bird can fly.
I don't like him. Okay, I don't like him. Yeah.
So this foreign interference. He should be the one who should be kicked out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this I agree. We talk too
extremely. Do you think the PAP law minister will do anything to him? That is
for the meantime, no, because it's not creating chaos.
No, it's not about chaos. It's about foreign influence. Basically based on the foreign influence definition.
Then how? We want peace in Singapore. We don't want mess in Singapore, right?
We want peace in Singapore, but we do not want foreign interference in our local politics.
But if the foreigners talk about Singapore, how good Singapore is, it means, are you saying that we don't accept it?
No, we should not. How good or not is our own feeling.
Let's say, for example, a foreigner come here to talk to you that, the Singapore law is good because it keeps the Singapore clean and peaceful.
This okay, but you do not, you see, politics, partisan politics and policies are very, very thin line.
Yeah.
Right? You can say, our place is clean, okay. But our place is clean may not be solely because of policies.
Yeah, we can say policies because of law.
No,
we have the law.
Because we have an army of cleaners. But it's not because law.
But let's say the foreigner say it's because of the law is too strict, and that's the reason Singapore is so obedient, and then they didn't keep the place dirty, for example.
So here again, how do you define what is foreign interference?
What I want is that.
So in law, it's very simple. You cannot write everything cast in stone. There's no definite.
No.
In this law, especially when it's written so broadly, it's up for interpretation. And who got the right to interpret and who got the right to say what is good and what is bad is only one person. That's the Minister of Law. Not even the PM,
Because the Minister of Law, ma.
No, not even the PM, not even the cabinet minister, other minister, That's why I say he becomes the most powerful man in Singapore.
But minister to object him, let's say he doing things
Cannot.
that is wayward, right?
No, because once this go into the law, it's empowered by the law and the constitution.
Let's say he abuse his power. There's a law. If he abuse his power, he'll be sacked. Isn't it?
Who can sack him?
The government.
No.
Why can't it be sacked?
Okay.
Abuse is.
I will tell you one scenario.
He got corruption, for example.
Okay. Corruption is beside the point. I will give you one example. I always say, on the surface, this law seems to be targeting at social activists like us, or political activists. Right? But this actually planted a seed. You want something?
Okay.
Now, this actually planted a seed of political turmoil. Why I say that? In many countries, like they have parties with factions, especially in this world where the Chinese influence and the US influence are in contrast, conflicting. In some countries, they have to choose sides, and they're fighting all over the place. Right? The prime example is actually Venezuela. Right? One part is all the way the Americans. The other part is all the way the Chinese. That's why they fight, and it's a mess down there. Imagine we are actually in the geopolitics in Singapore. We're actually split, between the AMOR
and the
China influence. And what makes it complicated is the Indian influence. Many people do not know about this Indian influence because India is a big country. It's as big as China.
About 3 powers now.
Yeah, we have 3 powers in this region, not 2. I mean, people are mistaken. There's actually 3 powers in this region, not 2, right? Because of India. Now, if we are stuck in the middle, if within the political elites that we have, they are split, right?
Yeah.
We are forced to take side.
Then different party form.
No. Whoever becomes the minister of law, then I'm not saying that it's going to happen now. Maybe 10 years down the road, will be the one who is the most powerful people that can point the fingers at other people who disagree with him to say that you're under foreign influence.
Abuse of power.
But that's precisely, this law doesn't have the checks and balances that actually prevent the abuse of power by the Minister of Law.
I believe the minister abused the power a lot. Some other minister will object to it, right? Even though they are the same
No,
thing,
before
right?
they can do that, send to jail already, throw them to jail already. He will not need to go to the...
How about the prime minister
Okay.
throw prime minister to jail?
Why not? There's nothing in the law that says that you cannot do that to a prime minister. Nothing in the law that says that you cannot do that to any political appointees. Okay? Get this clear.
Is there such a thing? That's called unfairness,
Yeah, that's why he is the
that
most
means he's
powerful.
like Kim Jong-un like that, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's the most
Even
powerful.
more powerful than Kim Jong-un already.
Whoever becomes the Minister of Law is the most powerful man in Singapore. And even don't throw into jail, just fine more than 2,005. You lose your MPship and you lose your ministership.
Yeah, that is really abuse of power. That means everything he's more powerful than prime minister, he's more powerful.
Well, I'm not saying this, whoever come into place will abuse the power. It's just that this law is open to the abuse of power.
That's the reason we must hope for integrity man, a better person.
There's no such hope one. because human being is in
Or
constant
let's say,
change.
for example, is that the case, right? About China. If let's say President Xi Jinping is abuse of power, also like this, right? He's the most powerful one in China.
In China, it's very simple. If they cannot actually put, they go to war, civil war.
Okay.
That's why I say this law is first the law of tyranny because you create a tyrant.
Okay.
Then, if something went wrong, it became a law of chaos.
But I don't believe that whoever appointed as a law minister will abuse the power. It's not going to be a law minister.
You see how people change over time.
Yeah, people can change over time.
And power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It is a golden phrase that have never changed in the history of politics. Proven again and again. Right? How sure are you to say that the future Minister of Law will not abuse this power? And there's no turning back. There's no checks. He is the one who write the law. He is the one who execute the law. The judge. No appeal to judge. No judiciary review given.
But for the meantime, right, I feel so dangerous for Singapore is that because it's facing two power, like you said, China.
It's three power.
Three power. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have India power assist in my mind. I should think China and America. What will have caused in Singapore is that there will be one is red and one is blue, and that would be people fighting each other. Like what I see in Taiwan, people who support TPP, they are favored US. Kuomintang, they are favored in China, so they are fighting each other. And you want this to happen in Singapore?
It's already happening.
Yeah, correct. That's the reason foreign
influence
must be there.
It is already happening. But how do you prove it? What foreign influence? Even among the ruling elites and civil servants, the top civil servants, there are already two camps.
Yeah, two camps. Yeah.
One is actually more pro-China. One is totally pro-US.
It's not so obvious that what happened in Taiwan. They are so pro of China, but not very pro, like they come pro, you know, that everything what China do is right. They're not like that, right, in Singapore. But in Taiwan whatever is America is
Taiwan is a bit different because there's a very close proximity and historical reasons. They are fighting unification and as well as separation.
Yeah, correct.
There's a tussle, but we are not in that. We are, because of the position in geopolitics, we are facing that pressure. And you can see very, very clearly, they are really fighting.
Yeah.
Every public discourse is very run-on. We do not know who to follow. I believe this law is to solve this problem, not actually particularly for new narrative or TOC. That may be one of the reasons, but not the main reasons. Right? But should we have this law in the first place?
But what I see that this law can bring peace, at least not riots or protests keep on going on in Singapore, because any protest in Singapore, I tell you, Singapore can be easily affected.
I don't believe Singaporeans will be there. Singaporeans are very mild-mannered.
But let's say that's why Singapore are mild-minded, right? So they can be easily influenced by foreigners easily.
Not that easy. Okay. But it can be abused. This law, any law that is made can be abused, especially law that give enormous power to the ruling elites. That's why we want a democracy. Democracy, there should be a checks and balances. You cannot write a law that you become the judge. Then you will decide who you cannot go to court, because to prove this, for him to prove so-called foreign interference in the court, is going to be very rigorous. Right? So he will appoint his own panel of tribunal panels. What nonsense is this?
Do you believe in the democratic system? Because
I have to believe it.
Even I see in other countries, right, they pass the bill, just pass the bill.
Okay.
Means like Singapore, okay, they pass the FICA bill, okay, they pass it, and then Minister of Law become the head of it.
No. I still believe that democracy will work if the institutional checks and balances are in place. But now we do not have that.
Even for other countries, don't have that. No, even in Singapore. Means they say Singapore don't have this. I also see other countries they don't have this too. They also pass the bill.
No, not necessary. whatever you want to say about the US, at least they have the upper house, the lower house. They might fight, but that's actually a process of democracy. There are actually three powers, right? The president, the Congress, and the Senate. Of course, very partisan, but sometimes they do cooperate. Right? We will not have a perfect system, granted. But we must have a system that avoid grave mistakes by a small bunch of people that will destroy the country by abusing their powers. Right? As long as our civil service is strong, right? We can have mediocre people like Gan Yin Yong, Ong Yi Kan out there. The system will not collapse overnight.
Okay.
It still runs. It's just not running at optimum. Right? Then we have to get rid of them. The key is we must have a democratic process to get rid of them.
Get rid of those ministers.
Yeah, of course. Mediocre people, incompetent people, we have to get rid of.
How are they incompetent, by the way?
Huh?
How are they incompetent now?
Walao, now so many deaths from COVID, so many infection, not competent. Still competent.
Israel also got a lot of infection, all these things, a lot of bad places too.
It's the panic that it is the panic that they have created, not just numbers.
Means even all of this have created panic too.
Because they want to push for the vaccine.
Yeah, they want to push for the vaccine.
Right? They create the fear in people, condition people to fear. Hey, you must protect yourself, you must protect your family.
Yeah, they basically that's what they want.
Like you don't take the vaccine, you will die immediately from the COVID-19.
It is also good for the people so that they can
but the fact is what?
Make good intention, I mean, is there, right?
I do not know okay? I do not know, big question mark, but the fact is 98% of people, whether you're vaccinated or not, simple, you will not have grave, serious illness from COVID-19 infection.
Okay. Then how about you put themselves in their shoe? What would you do if you were them?
Well, long story.
What would you do? What kind of thing?
I will not.
You want to save the economy? You want to save the people too, right?
I want to save the economy. I will not focus on the vaccine. Right from the start, when you read the vaccine data, you know that this is not going to work.
But the US and other countries are saying that vaccine is good, giving you pressure.
So what? In foreign interference.
But you need to have an international relationship.
Precisely.
Singapore depends on international relationship.
If we want to be strict about this foreign interference, why are our ministers listening to?
Then after that, they will sanction Singapore. They will no longer allow Singapore to go to other countries. How no?
We have to fix ourselves. We cannot depend on them. When we see it is
how to fix? Then can you?
The vaccine doesn't work.
Uh-huh.
It has failed. You and me agree.
Yeah, agree. Without vaccine, we still get infected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's next? Is the cure. You do not want people to panic. You must have a treatment protocol.
But we don't have a treatment protocol.
Create one. Go and do research. Ivermectin, whatever drugs you have.
Ivermectin is restricted. It's already US has said that it's even WHO.
They say what?
Even WHO, World Health Organization said that
they
it's
say
not
what?
true.
Over 40 studies. Only 2 screw up. Right?
Yeah.
Only I think 1 or 2.
But who disagree?
Huh?
WHO disagree.
WHO is political.
Yeah, correct.
You and me.
If WHO disagree, as a Singapore government, they tell to disagree with WHO.
Yeah, why not? India also disagree with WHO. They are suing WHO.
But Singapore is a small country, see.
We may be small, but
we even accept
influential.
peppermint pot with its back in 160 countries.
For me, it's very simple. I will not focus on vaccine.
Then we focus. Everybody can
On the cure. I will make sure I have a cure first, or the treatment protocol, outpatient treatment protocol, before I talk big about going endemic.
But until now, there's no cure.
There is.
What is this? Peppermint now is not allowed. It's not approved by.
No, you can approve. You have your own jurisdiction. You are the king in this land, not other people. That's foreign interference.
So if let's say you go and do advertising in Singapore as a minister, propose this one, I tell you a lot of world will be against. I mean, a lot of people.
No, not true. India has been doing that. Indonesia has been doing that. Right? Peru has been doing that. Brazil has been doing that. Argentina has been doing that. Even Japan is
But they
talking
cannot
about
promote that. They cannot promote
No.
it. They cannot
it.
promote
It's
that.
been done.
I'm not sorry, particular. If I talk about advertising, right, you know what the YouTube do? If I talk in the YouTube
That is
video,
because-
they ban me.
Correct. That is a fast. That's because of YouTube. All these Western media are being controlled by a group of elites. That is precisely what foreign interference means. It interferes on the public narrative, what you can say and what you cannot
And
say.
there's also a risk. What if the people, Singaporeans, get advertising and then they got a side effect and then other people die of advertising? Government will take the blame
No,
because
no.
not verified yet
Now, we are very scientific. Advertising have been around for 40 years.
on animals.
Right? Out of 40 years, only 5,000 adverse events reported. You don't know for the vaccine for this one and a half years how many for less than a year.
Okay.
How many adverse events? Over 2 million.
Yeah.
You are trying to tell me that advertising is more dangerous than the vaccine?
I mean, for me, right, if I'm okay, right, if I'm okay, I'm not infected, right, if I'm not sick, right, I will not go for vaccine, I will not go for advertising at all.
Yeah.
Unless I'm infected, then I got no choice. If advertising is the only choice, I'll take it.
Now you are talking from a layman's point of view, please understand.
Yeah.
But as a public policy makers, you always look for things that is beneficial for your own people. Not what YouTube says, not what Facebook says, not what American says. Right? And I actually admire those Indian chief ministers of the states actually say, hell to the Western power.
Do you have
I would
advertising
say,
at home now?
huh? No.
Because you used to have one to stand by, right?
No.
That's
I
why.
don't. Because I have traditional Chinese medicine. The fact is, this virus infection is not a fatal thing. It can be treated.
Okay.
It's just that because they want to sell vaccine, they have been trying to psycho people that there's no cure. But the fact is,
I know
there's
that
a cure.
there have been psycho people there's no cure
Yeah.
or vaccine's cure because they try to promote the vaccine. I know this claim,
Then,
and that's the
then
reason
I
why
already
take
said,
vaccine.
after this vaccine thing, they earn enough already, they will provide you the cure. But it's a new drug, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, maybe they will do that. That be one of the agenda behind.
Why should we play according to their script?
All along we are playing.
Because these are foreign interference.
Because we did.
So Shamugan, if you are talking about foreign interference, these are the real foreign interference for the well-being of this country.
Because we are under United Nations, we are part of WHO also,
Now,
right or not? You
United-
follow
now,
whatever they said. The
This
people
is not a one world government yet. United Nations have no jurisdiction on what we do with our policies. Clear? We are not like the EU. Even the EU, among different countries, other countries have no say in their local policies.
Yeah.
Simple, clear.
But we got to follow. as
No,
close
we
as
do not need to
possible, isn't
follow.
it? It means to make sure that everything is safe for everyone.
No lah, that is not a pipe piper, you know. You can or pipe piper, you follow,
Because
then jump into the
That's the
river.
reason why until now that Singapore government did not approve the Sinovac as part of the international program.
That's a strange part. No. WHO actually will approve it.
Then now should be approved. I think they are approving soon, right?
That's actually a strange part. Right? So they actually using what cure? Remdesivir. Remdesivir actually have serious side effect. It can create kidney failure. It can create liver failure, right? And imagine who needs this drug? The old people who might have weakened body,
Yeah.
weakened kidney, weakened liver. You still use this drug, 血台湾嘛？用屁股想都会知道。 So I suspect, wow, why suddenly recently so many deaths? Are they using this drug?
Are they using this drug?
Yes. Dr. Vasu just said that, oh, recently they start to use all the new drugs, including this remdesivir.
Then why don't they use advertising?
How I know? So, I don't know. I have no answers, right? But it's very clear to me, if these drugs have potential harm to your kidney and liver, and old people, normally the kidney and liver will go away, plus the heart.
Yeah.
So why are you using this drug? It doesn't make sense to me. Do you? I may not be an expert, you know.
Yeah, if that's the
Okay.
case, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, it's just common sense. It's quite ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
The world is ridiculous. You just follow blindly, you have people dying.
That means for Singapore, been following what's everything go by who go by
Foreign interference.
No. That don't part of who lah. That won't be part of who. That won't part of the US.
Now
must
I'm
have don't join
talking.
them.
I'm linking the two things. Whatever policies that we use in Singapore for COVID-19,
Then don't join ASEAN also.
there is a foreign interference or foreign influence
Okay.
on our policy making.
But yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They try to deny it. I think very difficult. Very difficult to deny it. There is a foreign
more
influence.
or less there will be some foreign influence. More or less there will be 100% there will be because Singapore is a international hub. Okay. So more or less there will be some foreign influence in whatever way. But so long those foreign influence do not bring harm to Singapore, and that's the point.
People dying, you say not bring harm.
Not because COVID pandemic.
We do not know whether it's because of these drugs that have been suppressed, the safer drugs being suppressed, the new drugs we have not known what side effect they have that we are using are causing this death.
Yeah.
Or is it really because of this COVID-19? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know about that.
If you remember, right, last year there was one case, very, very good case. I think one old lady was COVID positive. She was in hospital for 3 months, I think more than 3 months before she recovered.
Mm-hmm.
She survived.
Okay.
Right? Then how come now, so fast, people go in, so fast die one.
Because
September,
I gotta tell you.
September the 12th go in, right? End of September die already.
Because healthcare had been wear out already because a lot of nurses or doctors there
I have no answers to this.
Means I see the news here. What's the news? I'm so tired.
This is just my observation. I have no answers to that.
Yeah.
It's not just one case, but many cases. Within 2 weeks, you go to the hospital, you die. It's quite scary, you know.
Yeah, that's scary, yeah. Right? Because there's no intensive care like before when we first started.
I don't know. That is my observation.
Okay.
Right? Are they using the right drugs in the first place? Right? I don't know. Right?
Okay.
I think time is running out.
I don't most of them just use. Oh, I got a friend. Okay, I got a friend. I will tell you this one. I got a friend who got COVID a few days ago.
A few years ago, are you sure or not?
Yeah.
Hey, don't blah blah.
100% sure. I got a friend, okay, and then he went to hospital and now he's recovered. He's a very old person. I think about 70 years old. Yeah, now he recovered. After he was discharged from hospital, so it's still okay, right?
How did he know he had COVID?
But the swab test, he got some symptoms and then he went to hospital. He was suffering with.
Few years ago, they already know.
A few days ago, he cannot breathe.
Oh, a few days ago.
Yeah, a few days ago. Only a few days ago.
Oh, a few days. A few years ago.
A few days ago, not a few years. A few days ago, he cannot breathe, so he went to hospital, and then he was in the intensive care unit, and then yesterday he was discharged. So I think he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he okay.
Good.
Yeah. So
hope they find.
So sometimes we cannot able to see which is right, which is wrong also, whether what they are doing also wrong or right too. Like my friend recently, it's really my friend. So luckily I didn't get COVID because it's my friend, right?
he got underlying condition?
He cannot breathe, he lack oxygen.
No, I mean got high blood pressure, hypertension.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, no nothing. But he went to intensive care. That was only recently.
That's all. Okay.
Yeah. Then he's 70 years old. So right now got nothing happened to him.
Wow, that is very nice. He got natural immunity.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's vaccinated, by the way.
So back to Fika. Right. As we have gone through all these, what is foreign interference? We are facing foreign interference, influence, not interference, influence.
Okay.
All over the place because we are a global city.
Yeah, no choice.
Right, no choice. Even our migrants down here, we have those who are doing the migrant works, right? Those who are doing the upper works, right? Those who are investors. Investors are the most powerful people, you know.
Yeah.
They influence policies. They influence policymakers, influential politicians. Right? How do you define? Where do you draw the line? I do not believe that foreign investors in Singapore do not have any influence over our policy. Definitely they will have.
They have lah.
Right.
Of course they have because
Right.
money make magic.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you actually draw the line? For the good or the worst of it, does it involve any transaction, not only in monetary terms, but in favors in kind? Right? It might not be an outright corruption or bribery,
Yeah.
correct? So how it might be just, or I have this company, I give contracts to this company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will happen too.
Yeah, it will happen. But in this instance, that this FICA, it seems to me that it's more about consolidating the power of the PAP, the ruling party. Right? If you tell people that there's no foreign influence in Singapore, don't bullshit.
Yeah, but so long the foreign influence for the good, not for the bad, is okay.
Whether it's for the good or bad, we do not know. Right? The next thing you must ask is there benefits of kind being transferred? Simple. Not only by sponsorship of funds.
As a government, for example, me, I would let people praise Singapore a lot. Foreigners praise Singapore. Why not?
That is a problem. That's a problem.
As
a policymaker, I do not need your praise. I need you to tell me any problems that I can solve and make it better.
I mean, we don't need the praise, but naturally they want to pray, let them pray.
Yeah, but PAP likes people to pray.
Praise, yeah.
Right? They don't like Goh Meng Seng to criticize. They want to stop me from the Facebook live chat also. Right? That is a problem of.
But people talk too much about COVID. That's why.
No. It got nothing to do with Facebook. It's definitely the PAP IBs.
Okay.
All right. They are the 下水 one.
I got banned because I talk about Biden, you know. Then how to say PAP?
That's not PAP. That's American. Right. Basically, those who try to curb freedom of speech are the people who are 下水. Right. That's the real 下水 people around. It makes us look very bad. It makes PAP looks even worse. Maybe the big boss out there actually don't mind. But these little gestures like, wow, I want to score points like that, I think it's very bad. I think it happens to you also lah.
Yeah. And this for every government, they will like to score points for their own countries. It's an honorable thing to honor.
Frankly speaking, whether whatever you do is right or wrong, people will know. People are not stupid because they are on the receiving end.
Yeah, a lot of people really admire Singapore, you know. Even the US, they like Singapore. Even the Taiwanese, they like Singapore. Singapore is so good.
Don't come.
We
are very calculating.
Yeah, they're so good. Singapore so peaceful and so secure, and that's what they want.
When Singaporeans look at other countries, wow, America very good.
That's why I said we should appreciate where we are.
No, it is a human nature.
We are born in Singapore already, right? No choice.
It's a human nature.
Then we should be satisfied with it.
外国的月亮
Yeah, correct. That's the thing. That's the thing. So since we're in Singapore, all we need to do is appreciate Singapore and then do our best for Singapore.
Of course, we must appreciate what we have right now. It's not easy to get to this level of living standard. But please bear in mind, there are still people who are suffering on the ground.
But there are people suffering, but it's not a lot of people. Not really a lot of people.
I do not know.
Not really
Again, I do not know because when I walk through some of the streets, there are vagabonds.
Yeah, there are.
Right? There are vagabonds. They are sleeping on the streets.
Yeah.
But I do not dare to report to the authorities. You know why?
Why?
Do you know what they will do to them? There's a place called the Home for the Destitute.
Okay.
In Bangkok. It's next to the IMH.
Mm-hmm.
They round these people up and lock them up inside.
Yeah, I know the feeling is very terrible.
Yes.
I know the feeling is very terrible. The feeling they treat you like, oh, I tell you, it's
Yeah,
unimaginable.
they're actually being treated like a criminal.
Yeah, they're treated
They
like
lost their
criminal.
freedom.
And whatever they thought, they don't believe them too.
Yeah. They will lost their freedom inside. Right? Basically, they are being locked up
Yeah,
away from the public side.
yeah.
And that is why we have this illusion created that Singapore is so clean, no beggars and all that, because they are all locked up.
Me want to be free.
Why? One, freedom is the nature of a human instinct.
I mean, that after about a few months, they're locked out. Means they don't free them. They
No.
still keep them.
Yeah,
And then I need to go and see this time.
I visited that place before.
Okay, then how was that? How long are they staying there?
Some have been years.
Yes. They are Singaporeans.
Yeah, Singaporeans. You don't believe, you go and look. Home for the destitute. Right?
Okay.
In Bangkok Green. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Right? Hope you enjoy. Thank you, Danny.
Okay, thank
for
you,
joining.
Mr. Goh. Thank
Right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.